So I have a GoPowerSports front brake kit. It's made for their front suspension kit for the Megamoto 80 105. And I think it's a universal suspension kit, so you can pretty much put it on anything. But I've had quite a few people ask me, can they install that front brake kit on a bike without the front suspension kit? So I have quite a few of those front brake kits installed on quite a few of these bikes. So I have one here on this electric bike. So you bolt the caliper to the axle with the brackets that are included in the kit, and then you use this collar to go around the front suspension forks. So I was thinking I could pretty much use the same kit, the same brackets to bolt the caliper on, but instead of using the collar here, I could just weld up a bracket from the tube over to the caliper. And then pretty much the rest of it should be plug and play. So I have this Motovox bike here, and it came with no brakes, none on the back and none on the front. And it has bent forks. I mean, they're bent back just a little bit. So I figured I would use the GoPowerSports kit on these straight forks that I have for that bike, and then pull the bent forks off and then install these on there with the brake kit. So I'll go ahead and pull those bent forks off there and then install the straight ones, and then I'll see if I can figure out a way to install that brake kit. Pull this front wheel off of here. Pull these handlebars off of here. Set these over to the side. Pull these forks off of here. Off with the old and on with the new. So the kill switch and then the twist grip. Just throw this wheel on here. All right, so we got that on there. So that spins free, so hopefully the caliper will line up with this bracket on here. We'll see. Just throw this handle on here. And I had to move the kill switch over to the other side. Let's run this caliper through the bars here. Hopefully, there we go. And we'll see how she lines up on here. So if I take my grinder to these and take just a little bit off on each side, I think it'll slide right on there. So I got it ground off there. We'll see. Okay, that looks like that'll work. So I had to grind a little bit more off that caliper mount under there. But you wouldn't have to grind this at all if you had just a little bit longer axle where you can bump this out just a little bit. And I think it would fit on here without grinding anything, because then it wouldn't interfere with the bolts at all if it was kicked out just a little bit. So now all I have to do is find some shorter bolts. So find some shorter bolts and then basically hook this bracket to the fork, and that should be it. So I came up with this bracket that'll bolt to the top here. Or if I bolt that there and then just run a bead here and weld it up, it'll be supported on both sides. And with the tab on here, you can still unbolt the caliper easily. So let me weld that up. Okay, so that turned out pretty good. So now I'll pull this thing off of here and throw a little paint on it, because you know, you gotta have it look good. Even if it doesn't run, as long as it looks good, it's all good. So that's pretty much it. Easy enough. I mean, I'm sure you can get away without a welder and maybe figure out a way to clamp a bracket up here, maybe with a collar or something, and then bolt it to the top mount. But even though it was easy enough with just one little bead there, one down the side here. So let's go test it out and see how it stops. Man, that stops pretty good. Any brakes are better than no brakes, but But this thing actually stopped pretty good. Let's see. Oh yeah, that thing stops really good. What a difference from no brakes to hydraulic disc brakes. So the top speed on this bike's about 40, give or take. Yeah, this thing stops really good. So that'll work. Actually, I have brakes now. Now I can stretch the back. I didn't want to put a back brake on it yet because I'm probably going to do a stretch on this bike. I didn't want to weld up all the mounts. This carb needs to be rejetted. That small tire actually works pretty good on the front. That street tire? So the brake works fantastic. I mean, any brake's better than no brake. And it works really good with that small tire on the front. I'll add a back brake when I figure out what I'm gonna do with the bike. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stretch it, but I'm not sure what to do with it after that. So what should I do as far as a motobox build?